What's up, PlayStation fanboys? We've got another cup for your tears. I'll get that in a second. It's a bigger cup than last time. So, if you want to cry and cry and cry, then you can go right ahead. This cup will probably fill up with your tears, and it'll be enough room so, and I can actually get a second fanboy to use the cup. So, yeah, anyway, without further ado, as you can hear, PlayStation fanboys, that's an actual decent thumbstick. That's the Xboxes. Your thumbsticks are terrible, and no one can refute that with anything because it's basically fact, not opinion-based. That is absolute fact, and plus the way they've laid out the thumbsticks, in the placement of the controller, it's just overall better, and no one can refute that because it's absolute fact. Now, Killzone Shadowfall. The game itself was terrible without a shadow of a doubt. PlayStation fanboys need to understand what decent games are. Decent games are Halo and Titanfall. They're by far better games than Killzone. Halo is an absolute masterpiece of a game. I mean, that game makes me cry because of how great the story is. The AI construct known as Cortana is just an awesome character. She's also sexy too, which you don't get a lot of sexy characters on the PlayStation 4. And yeah, the overall thing is the map designs were terrible in Killzone. A lot of low resolution textures, a lot of texture pop in as well, which is just absolutely unacceptable on a next generation console. And now the whole entire thing is as well, the frame rate drops in the multiplayer. There's no excuse for that. Guerrilla Games really needs their asses kicked. It ran in 1080i, not 1080p, so your games aren't really looking that impressive at the moment, Sony fanboys. And obviously, you haven't seen a game like Crysis 3 as beautiful as it is on the PC. Running on a system that you have in front of you, running at maximum settings at 1080p or 1440p, maximum anti-aliasing, maximum texture details, and maximum system specs. Now, the gunplay. This is one important key element to a first-person shooter. Killzone lacked in gunplay. It was the most unsatisfying shooting experience I've ever played in my whole entire life. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but it was. Games like Call of Duty with the shooting elements are by far superior. I mean, in a game like, Killzone, you can't even do quick scopes like you can in COD. I mean, that's just crap. That is absolute crap. If you want a decent first-person shooter, Sony fanboys, you have to jump on the Xbox One. We have Halo, Titanfall. I mean, why are you on your crappy systems when you can play games like that, which are by far superior in every possible way, shape, and form? It's ridiculous. The ISA soldiers, they look like low resolution, and I just don't see how that's acceptable as well by the Sony fan base. As well as, the overall gun designs, they were crap. I mean, the guns sounded more like paintball guns than actual real guns. They weren't comparable to real guns, which is pathetic. Guerrilla Games needs to learn how to develop a game. The audio quality didn't actually live up to the expectations as well. So, Titanfall, if I had to give this a rating, I would give it a rating of about maybe a 1 to 1.5 out of 10. I'm being kind of generous here, people, but this game just lacked in so many features. And for a next generation launch title, it was absolutely terrible. So PlayStation fanboys, you've heard the truth now about your games. They're lacking in so many features. For a first person shooter, Killzone is nowhere near as good as Titanfall. So Titanfall is a by far better game. Even on Metacritic, it actually shows that it's a by far better game. It got a higher score. Metacritic was, Metacritic should have, maybe talked to the reviewers and said, well, why are these scores so high? Because it was a bit high. I mean, I think it was about a 73, which is a bit too high for Killzone. That game should have at least got maybe in the 25s to 30s. But anyway. All right, Sony fanboys, I've got a cup for your tears here. So, cry and cry and cry. And I can understand your pain for buying a PlayStation console. So anyway, I'm out. Peace.